you're like the silent assassin. Stay quiet, but then go to work in the lab, right?
I'm the type of person that I hate losing. I knew it's gonna be sprinting. I felt that since I'm like a baby that I'm very fast, but I'm tired pretty quick. You cannot achieve anything by yourself. It's very difficult. I was crying, how did all those guys pass me? And I was so upset. One of my friends bet on me $1,000 actually. I wanted to I'm ready to race, but I need to push it, not naturally. It was like something that I needed to force myself to swim.
Yes.
And I felt empty. I grew up without a father.
Too.
In the sense, I had a father till I'm 5. He was beautiful. He actually gave me something. But then he started to drink and he became an aggressive alcoholic that destroyed the family. It's a very deep topic for me because I spent more than 20 years to achieving that. And also I tell you one thing, I got older and I stopped being as good as when I was a kid.
Today's guest is the fastest butterfly sprinter the world has ever seen, Andrii Govorov. World record holder in the 50-meter fly, multiple European champion, world medalist, Olympic finalist, and a thinker who treats performance as both science and art. Welcome back to the 1% Club podcast, where we decode elite execution. I'm your host, Sean, and today we're diving in with Andrii Govorov, Ukrainian world record holder, 22.27 in the 50-meter butterfly, multiple European titles, world medals in both LC and SC, and a Rio 2016 Olympic finalist. He captioned Italy's high-performance ADN project with Brazilian sprint mythology, and now explores innovation as an entrepreneur, a mentor, and a member of the Enhanced Games performance team. Andrii, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's actually exactly, this is exact explanation of what I feel and how I would like to be called. So, because we're not just an athletes, we're doing something else, and that's beautiful that you mentioned it.
Yes, I loved when you sent me your, I don't know what you call it, whatever, but it was
summary.
Yeah, because when I speak with you, I speak with you as an athlete, and then when it's off to the side, it's like I'm speaking to a high intellectual, businessman and philosopher. So I can clearly see that is, and I just know that you're an intimate thinker as well, which I am too. So if I didn't have to work, I could talk to you for 4 hours.
Yeah, of course. We like to get deeper into the whole conversations.
Yeah.
Superficial, it's something that is actually annoys me a lot. So I always like to see through things and learn from it and learn from people, like from you. I always ask tough questions sometimes. And sometimes it actually creates certain bond to people, and I trying to learn as much as I could.
I love that. So world record engineering. So take us inside of Rome 2018. What were the 1 or 2 technical levers, like your start tension, breakout angle, stroke rate, that unlocked that record-breaking speed? And how did you reverse engineer that?
It's a very deep topic for me because I spent more than 20 years to achieving that. So at the age of 9, I set the goal to become the fastest one.
Yeah, so 20 years,
almost 20 years, yeah.
22 seconds. So to me, that's incredible. And sorry, not to get off topic, but I remember when we were talking that you had set, then you're going to say that you had set that in your mind at 9 years old.
Yes.
And I think that's absolutely fascinating.
And it was 2, let's say, highlights on that. When I set the goal, when I got my first international result, and when I actually broke the record. So when I set the goal to be the fastest one, I had no idea what event. I knew it's going to be sprinting. I felt that since I'm like a baby that I'm very fast, but I'm tired pretty quick. My first experience to understand that I'm a sprinter, my mom is a physical education teacher. And we were living in the north of Russia at that time. And during winter, we could have a tournament that's a skiing tournament. It was like 3 kilometers, almost 2 miles. The thing is, I thought that I'm a good athlete already. I've been doing sports, I've been already successful. I'm like 8 years old, and I go to that competition, and I'm pushing, and I'm dying that bad that I couldn't finish the race. I was crying, walking back home. I couldn't finish. I was crying, how did all those guys pass me? And I was so upset. Then mom explained me that it's some short distance athletes, long distance athletes, and you need to actually work on your strength all the time, and we're all different. So you need to find your sport, your distance, and try to develop that. And then I actually started to feel that, oh yeah, I'm actually the sprinter. And every time I do the short sprints, I was winning. My career in that matter was kind of easy. Every time I start, I could be behind, but it motivates me to challenge those athletes or like friends. But I've been first by the end of the month. Or if I change the group, I'm first there and by the end of the week sometimes. Pretty quick adaptation and it's always fast. So 9 years old, I set the goal. 16 years old, I break in my first record. It was junior European record on 50 butterfly. And at that time, I start to believe that I'm gonna break the world record. Not just hope, I knew that I'm gonna break the world record. But I swam 23:66 at that time. And it took me exactly 10 years to achieve, because I've been 16 years old and I broke in 26. Just 1 second to drop, 1 second, 0.40, like one and a half second of drop took me 10 years. Was a lot of things to do, but the question you asked me before, what was like let's say masterpiece, why does I break through the speed? It was actually the mentality of the preparation in general. It wasn't just swimming. Actually, swimming was just a small part of the execution. At that time, I had around 9 people working for me in order to be in the highest performance possible. So it's, of course, coach, swimming coach, he was programming and everything, gym coach, strength and conditioning coach, nutritionist, doctor who was evaluating my blood tests, manager, massage therapist, the video analysis guy who is actually looking what's happening with your technique and how can you improve. Then we also had the manager who takes care of everything, right? And then we also was trying to hire a person who could tape everything like that. So imagine how much money you need in order to just get this ton of people works just for you. Because my specific trainings was actually made for me and only for me. And that's actually brought me into the understanding that excellence is in the team. Team is that what brings you into the top level. You cannot achieve anything by yourself. It's very difficult. You need some different perspectives. You need psychologists. I forgot the psychologists as well. So it's a huge team that's actually supported me towards my record. And I told you before that I had 4 stages: dream, hope, believe, and know. So dream, 9 years old. Hope, let's say 11, 12, that the swimming is the sport, the distance is the right thing I want to do, coaches are fine. You have a hope that you're in the right spot. But then if you already transform it into the belief, you know that this guy is the best. You know that the swimming you do, fits you well. You know that all the environments is actually supporting you towards the goal. And the knowing phase was just pretty short and little. It was when I was behind the blocks. I knew that I was going to break the world record. It wasn't a surprise for me. I knew because in practice I was pretty close. And technical moments, I can tell you some things that's brought me into that, like espressos. I told you before, coffees.
Yeah, that was gonna be.
This is part of the ritual. It's part of the ritual. It's not joke. Like people think, oh, you're joking. No, it was part of the ritual. It just cools me down because I'm not really taking pills or something. Just coffee. It's enjoyable and it's also give you a spark, and also you have beneficial science stimulation on that. Or tactical points. So you don't want to start sprint 100%. I've been just doing progressive till the end. That's why I've been able. I think just couple people in history were able to hold the speed like same till the end of the race. I'm not dropping a single meter on the speed. It's just always equal. That's how I broke it. That's why it's actually difficult to break. I think it's underrated record. People think, oh no, it's not really a record, but it is. Because I've done very bad start as well. My start is terrible. And we had morning session today. It's a start session at 25 yards. And being one of the worst in the team hits your ego. I know that I'm weak there, but hard. I'm a fighter. It's hard for me.
Yes.
It's hard to deal with that, but now in mind, okay, how can I improve a little bit that I know that I'm gonna lose probably the first 15, but what can I do that I lose less? Because as soon as I'm on my field, on my speed field, I know that I'm gonna take this down. And this is actually sometimes tough. Today I had a tough day actually. I felt good, but I couldn't perform. Some guys that's just faster than me under waters, and I need to deal with that, and that's actually part of the process, but I have no pleasure in it now.
Yeah, I like. It's almost like you take it and then internalize it, and like you almost capsulate. Like, okay, so you're like the silent assassin. Stay quiet, but then go to work in the lab, right? Like very intellectual work.
I will try. Yeah, I will try because sometimes I don't want to also bring myself into overthinking. Sometimes, like you don't want to go too much on those weak points.
Yes.
Sometimes let them be and train your strength, and you just still gonna.
I do that a lot. When I'm overseeing people's programs, I'm like, don't have them get too much in the grass. Like, yes, everyone's body's got some limitations. That's what we're working on. Just keep it simple, keep them feeling good, and that way you're like, oh man, my arm doesn't extend 1 more inch than the other arm. Okay, well now he's gonna think about that shit for 20 days until something else comes. It's like just hey, it's a constant refinement, right? Like you could sleep wrong, then you wake up, then your back is tight, then your body's off, and I like to say, just place your care and your performance in the right people's hands that you trust, so it can just take some of that strain off of you. Then you just have to worry about, okay, these are the 4 people on my team. I listen to them. I can go and execute. Let them do their specialty job, right? Because I think it takes a little bit of stress off of you.
And also, you need those days. Those days is the same as the story I've listened to some philosopher saying. Imagine the guy who's like owning let's say, a small shop that he sells food. If he has no problems, he will never grow. He will just take what he wants. Problems leads into the development. Yeah. If you have this mental wild spirit of you that you don't like to lose, I hate losing. That's torturing me. I don't care if I lose to my friend or to my teammate. I hate losing. And if I would just not being sensitive to that, I think I would never achieve where I am right now. So I know it's not pleasant to see my face grumpy, but I always gonna find some solution to be better.
I really hate losing, and I really hate losing. At this point in my career, I know that it's no longer about being fun. It's about how many problems I can solve with a solution. And there's this sick thing about me where I love when my back is against the wall. It unlocks something in my fucking head that I can't do at any other point. Even when I was in school, it'd be like 2:00 in the morning. You better write this 40-page paper that I need to turn in 10 hours. How's this going to get done? Then I keep waiting till like 3 hours go by. Well, now you got 5 hours. Now there's no other choice. So something, I don't know what that is. And that's been that way my whole life.
It's the same if you, for example, you see the rat in the middle, like the hunters hunting rats, let's say. And the rat will find the weakest one because no escape, no room to escape. And he actually start attacking rat instead of just being chased, start chasing. Or wolves or like any other animals. When the wild animals are just getting cornered, we giving everything we could because of survivability. Or some of give up.
Yeah,
stop fighting.
I have this philosophy in my mind. It's like suffer in silence. Like don't let anyone know that they're bending you. Suffer in silence and just come back.
That's actually yes.
I dealt with my divorce kind of like that, when I could process it clearly, and I'm like, okay, no substance abuse, no excuses. I said, let's find out why this happened, and let's make sure that this doesn't happen again, and let me identify things that I didn't do well, and that's what I call the suffer in silence. I faced myself for multiple months until I was able to come up with these realizations about, okay, this is a learning lesson. You don't want to make the same mistakes twice. It doesn't matter who made the mistake, but it's identifying
you don't want to put yourself in the same situation anymore. That's kind of this thing. It's the same works with the mental health, right?
Yes.
Sometimes we know how bad it could be when our mental health are not good, because you're never going to go back into that feeling.
No.
It's like we are as strong people, we don't like to be weak, and because when we feel weak, we're losing our identity. That's how I actually felt when I had my difficult times. Like, I never been weak. Why do you weak today? And it's just internal conversation.
I'm just laughing because I think we're so similar.
Nobody knows that you're weak.
Yeah.
Nobody can say that you're weak, but inside you felt weak. Yeah. That's the difference, and that's tough.
And I mentioned this a lot on some other podcasts, is that the way that you felt there was similar to the way I feel is I would so often motivate myself with fear of not being good enough, not having enough, not reaching my goal. And it does work for sure. It does work. But now I'm understanding that having just a precision of strategy that where you don't need fear to motivate you, because you already know you are a hard worker. You don't need to think that you're not a hard worker. You just are. You've already proven that. You've broken a world record. So now if you focus with precision and strategy, I do feel like that allows you to open up your creative space, which does give you multiple edges. Because when you're operating out of fear, you are a missile coming out of the tank, and every fucking thing that it touches is destroying. That could be good, that could be bad. There's a destination where that goes to, but then you obliterate everything else behind. Or now you put the glasses, you have the vision on. Now you can see, if I do that, that's probably going to happen. And what I learned is I was thinking so linear. Now I'm like, I've got altitude. I'm coming up. Now I can see, and I'm like, okay, strategy, because I can't work any harder. There's only a certain amount of hours in the day.
You need to improve quality.
I've
heard actually about the fear thing. It comes pretty often, because I know what you mean. It comes pretty often from the families with the one parent. It's like I grew up without the father.
Me too.
In the sense, like I had the father till I'm 5. He was beautiful. He actually gave me something, but then he started to drink, and he became an aggressive alcoholic that destroyed the family. And since I'm like 6, I had no father.
Yeah, similar situation. Grew up with a single mom. I've never actually met my father. He actually has a full other family in Hawaii, and I watched my mom struggle with money, struggle with relationships, struggle with my sister. And in my head, I said, I never want to be like that. So it actually destroyed the relationship with my mom.
Oh, really?
Because I blamed her for everything, right?
Yeah.
And this is interesting. I feel only recently I brought my mom into this business 4 months ago. She's never seen it before. I repeat that. She has never seen.
Start to connecting back.
Yeah, and that same day I also told her I was going to have a baby, so I think it gave her a heart attack. But she's been waiting for that moment her whole life, you know.
Yeah,
and at that one moment, it was like none of that shit's worth it anymore. It's not her fault, and the amount of resources I have in my life is 10 times the resources my mom had in her previous life, or ever probably will. But I want to give her all the resources that is necessary. She's going to be 65 years old. You start thinking a little different, like, oh, mom's only got this many years of life left. So at that one moment, it was instant. Okay, there's instant forgiveness there. You know,
and this is very just the strong people can do that. You know, forgive even closest one. It's tough. I know. Sometimes.
Yeah, I hate that it took 34 years to produce that. But at that time. And doing that, it unlocked something inside of me that I've been searching for a long time. It actually helped me, had all like that resentment and anger that was just covering up my purpose. And I just recently discovered my purpose like 6 months ago. And when I did, it aligned to me. My vision now got aligned with purpose versus my vision being aligned with fear. Mm-hmm. So when we were talking out there and I said, I want to own the largest health and wellness company in the world, so I can have the largest footprint with the greatest ability to help as many people as possible. That's the vessel, is having the largest, but the purpose is actually the footprint to help as many people as possible.
Help serve,
And which is just very interesting that we had that conversation there. Yeah, I didn't realize what we were talking about until I went home. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Because again, it's a deep level conversation. You know, I don't have very many friends because I don't care about your Lamborghini or your Rolex watch. You know, that I've been around that my whole life. I've been in every big home. I've been to many events from working, and peace of mind is the most priceless item that you can obtain.
That's time. I think the time is precious. Yes. And I actually experienced when I was 19. I bought myself my first car. It was Audi S5, pretty good one. But when I bought it next day, I felt empty. I thought it's going to change something, but it just doesn't.
Yes.
You want to, the path and the motivation to achieve that. Maybe it's a little of driver in the beginning, but when you're younger. But as older you get, you actually, the only thing you can have with you somewhere else. If we, we have all different religion perspective, but if it's afterlife, the only thing you can get is your emotions and your experiences with you. That's the only thing you can carry.
And I talk a lot now about creating a legacy and a legacy brand. And I was saying that and saying that and saying that. And then I found out I was having a baby.
That's
then
also part of your legacy.
I was like, wow, okay. I actually have someone that I can leave my legacy to. And if it's preserved and they, follow some instructions that I can send over, imagine what that can start doing. Like Walt Disney is one of my favorite people, my favorite entrepreneurs, because he truly built something that no one else could see, that children of 1 year old to grandparents that are 80 years old can partake in. Like it's amazing. And anytime I ever want to get inspiration, I'll go to Disney and I'm like, someone built a whole city that affects multiple generations of people's lives. I'm thinking too small, and that's why he's one of my favorite. And he also ran out of money 4 or 5 times.
I mean, it's without problems, you will not find the solutions.
Yes.
And actually that started to be a topic of our conversation. I came here from the morning practice that I felt destroyed. When an athlete gets destroyed, it's actually very important days. And then what is the next steps for me? I can work on it. I can work on my reactions as well, because probably I was too grumpy, and improve, or learn, or just take other shift and work on my powers like speed,
Yeah.
And that just gave me a motivation. I'm the type of person that I hate losing, but I think it's one of the best things that I could experience.
I think something I definitely have to work on in my life. It's getting better, but if something happens to me or someone does something, I hold a grudge, man. Fuck, for probably like 10 years. I wish I was the guy to be like, oh man, dust that shit off your shoulder. No, man, it's like it built this coliseum in my head. And I'm like, I got it. That takes up so much energy and time. I'm literally allowing a circus to rent space up in my head. I'm like, okay, dust it off, man. Because as you're feeding them, popcorn and fucking cotton candy, I'm over here suffering. I can't focus on my next deployment of a move. So that's something that I also, want to get better at as well.
Letting go something sometimes,
This is the curse of being really intellectual. Is because you it's like a festering thing. Like you're laying in bed and all of a sudden you wake up like, oh man, or you have a specific dream. It's like, oh man, so I just got to get better at letting things go. Some people can do that like completely carelessly. Like they lose a game, I'll get it back tomorrow. Or there's someone like, let me pull out, I want to watch every footage of every basket that I shot. It's quite impressive. So you've carried the identity of a Ukrainian athlete through immense geopolitical and personal change. Mm-hmm. How did your sense of place and purpose evolve, and where did you find stability when the world around you didn't feel stable?
I'm still searching. That's actually all the past 5 years is something that nobody taught me how to survive this, and the most important thing for me is my family. I have a wife, I have a son, and I try to provide them the most safety places possible. They live in Poland and they are both happy, but it's another crisis actually that I start feeling that I'm losing identity, because I've lived all over the places. I cannot go back home. I'm a Russian-speaking Ukrainian. It's actually also a tough question, so I speak Russian in my family. I speak Ukrainian freely as well, and that's also another topic. So I'm still searching where is my home right now. I'm trying to say the world is my home, but it's not, because community is the key as well. And I try to recreate this community again, and I'm still searching. I don't know. I'm still unstable, let's say this way. Yeah. And instability actually that brought me into the drop of the results, because I've been so unstable for many years, and my results start to drop because I couldn't really perform well under that. And thanks for Enhanced Games to give me a chance to enjoy my high performance sports again. Those 10 people I told you, now we're actually getting close to get all of this. Actually, we have all of those people who can support. We have nutrition, we have project well-being with a lot of staff on board that we get a lot of support from you guys. We have managers, we have also a lot of fun activities. We have a good coach. We have a gym coaches, everything. Now I'm enjoying my high performance life again, and I can't wait that I will get now. Before I was actually paying with time. I was growing to get my record. Now I want to get back in time, So it's like I'm experienced right now, but physically I'm older, and this is normal. This is life.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that I cannot achieve it anymore, but I need to recreate the strategy to how can I achieve it now, what is my strength now, and what do I need to, how can I support my body in order to get back in time?
I think it goes right back to what I was saying is operating out of purpose, because then you can see clear and make really strategic decisions. Like, I gave up everything to get to this point here. I didn't even know what stuff I was giving up. So I'm not willing to do that again. I have to be much more strategic. I have to operate at a high level. I have to put the right people in the right place. I need to be a real leader that deals with problems relentlessly to create solutions, because I also, I always like, where do I belong? Which is crazy. It's like, because this is just four walls. This is not where I belong. This is a special place of community and culture that I want to replicate. But I often feel the same way, like, where do I live? Where do I belong? What am I supposed to do? For such a long time, I was like that guy that worked with all the athletes and all the rich people. That got boring really fast for me.
And you transform it into the serving, potentially creating something bigger than that, right? So,
yeah.
Because your idea is legacy.
Yes.
And legacy, you can, project well-being and wellness is the tool for you to actually create a legacy for you.
That's so so I do feel like God will give people their platforms to which they can work off of. So obviously your platform, being a world-class athlete, gives you a voice that's a little bit more than what the normal person has, and this gave me a voice, and it gave me maybe some credibility, right? And I wasn't seeing that at the time. I was just so focused on what everyone else wanted. I have worked with over 700 professional athletes from almost every discipline. When I think about it, it's quite, sometimes I even forget what I did because I was living through it so fast. And I was just doing it for people who wanted more and more and more and more. Now I understand that I have much more purpose than that. And here's the thing that I want to discuss is, when you come in here, this is serious business in here for sure. We joke around, but I needed to make it fun, because I know from working with professional sports teams, the level of politics that absolutely destroy people's mentality. So what I wanted to do was make this a safe place. Make this place where athletes and humans and moms and dads and grandparents could come in and be themselves, and then we're still going to work really hard. That was really important for me, as I saw, man, it's so much politics in every professional sport. It's either you're getting underpaid, you're getting cut from a team, you're getting lied to, people are abusing you for your name, and they only want some, and those things don't show up immediately, and then you get left real lonely. Then if you haven't noticed, that's why mental health and mental performance is so important to me. All these other things, that's easy. It's training, easy, but
training is the hardest.
Really, understanding your mind is such an important thing. It's a level of mastery that I hope every human being gets a chance to study, and no one's ever going to have the right answer to it. But it's something that really means a lot to me, and that's why I am really invested into that new area in the company, because of how important that it actually is. When you actually are working with someone that is listening to you, they're actually listening to you to do things for you. I'll repeat that again. They're listening to you to do things for you. That's so important, and it's just something that we're not getting as a society.
Yeah, I'm completely agree. What I can say that you creating this safe place for athletes create certain opportunity for them to understand that sport could be different, because we all bind to some leagues, federations, sports, and all of these difficulties in politics. But if you're actually creating that you can be happy here, increase your performance through happiness, through full support, that gives them an opportunity to think outside of the box of the leagues they are, or federations they are doing represent. And you're doing the right thing, because that's what we felt when we came here. We felt fully supported, And of course, it is a service. Of course, it is the business. But beside business, as soon check is paid, we need to execute.
Yes.
And that's when the execution can transform into something bigger.
And this with the enhanced games is such a unique experience because we're with people from all over the world with all different backgrounds, and that to me was a really special experience. Like I remember walking in here one day, I think all of you guys were here. You know, I had my pro boxers here, I had NFL players here, I had NBA players here, I had business people here, had their mom and dad here. I'm like, wow, it hit me for the first time in a while. Wow, this is amazing, and everyone was talking to each other. Mm-hmm. They didn't care what you did. You talk about swimming to the lady on the chair. She's got no idea what you're talking about, but she just she's amazed at what you guys do, and vice versa. And I was like, wow, this is what it's supposed to be about. If you notice when you come in here, I don't have jerseys on the wall. I don't have all these accolades. You know why? Because those are your guys' items. I just like to have my results and the way that people are treated here speak for themselves. And one of my clients, he's a prosthodontist, one of the best in the country. He said, "You're only as good as your last encounter or patient, Sean." And I've taken that to heart. He told me that 10 years ago, walking down the stairs. And I remember that because that is true. This is all great, but people only remember what has immediately happened to them. So I always want to leave that lasting impression. I don't care what the fuck's going on with me that day. I can deal with that. But these people are here for a reason. They're here believing for a reason. I'll use Disneyland again. Why do people go to Disneyland? Hopefully to be happy.
But in a different way.
This a little off topic, but I remember going to Disneyland with my family and with different parts of my family, and everyone's fucking arguing. And I did that for like 3 or 4 years, and then something really happened inside me. I was like, I wanted to separate myself from my family so bad because I'm like, how are we spending all this money in this place and then there's all this arguing? And I think from there that pathway just got delineated straight forward. I'm like, what's going on? And I just wanted to separate myself so far from that to become something else that none of my family were. And I just went straight vertical, straight vertical or straight linear. Don't know whichever one, but there was no course of reaction. It was just up here,
And that's interesting because you can grow and then come back, and it would not be any difficulties within the family because you will grow separately, and then you just can influence completely different the family later. That's probably what's happening right now, right?
Now
similar.
I'm having
I'm saying about like your mom
I call
relationship.
it the full circle moment, right?
Yeah.
And now I just want to give my experiences to my family. Hey guys, look what the rest of the world is like. Like I'm from Hawaii. No one's supposed to be successful there. You got 3 different families living in a house that's falling apart because no one has money to live like that. Businesses go there and big business people build a home there. But if you're a local from there, no one is supposed to meant to be successful.
I've been twice there, and it's a beautiful place. Actually, the nature is amazing. Which island are you from?
I'm from Honolulu. I'm actually taking my girlfriend on a little baby moon to Maui on November 15th. First time I've been on vacation in like a year. So I told Paul,
oh yeah, you should.
1 week, man. 1 week. I just need to decompress so I can recompress.
And also about the jerseys. Instead of jerseys, you have a lot of recreational tools and recovery tools here.
Oh, absolutely!
Like you have millions of them, and that's beautiful. I think that's better. That's where the
money goes.
Yeah,
I want people to know their money goes back into there. So when perfect isn't perfect, so you qualified for the fastest or heats and semis in Rio, but finished 5th in the finals. What did that sting teach you about arousal control, tactical patience, and how close under maximum pressure?
That was my biggest drama in my career because it was freestyle, and I wanted to be an Olympic champion. That's beside to be the fastest one is before the world record, and 50 butterfly at that time was not an Olympic race. So the only way I can get the medal was 50 freestyle. Same sprinting, it's like an absolute speed, and that's what I'm gonna do in the enhanced games, 50 free and 50 fly. So I had one of the best cycles of preparation. I worked so hard, but also so good. And at practice, I already had my best and very high level. Actually, my best time at that season at practice, electronically with an actual machine, was 21:35. The winner was 21:40. So I could be an Olympic champion potentially, because I was also unshaved because we're shaving before the race. It's like a lot of reasons why we do shave. We could talk about that later. But then I went to Olympics, and the week before the Olympics, I got some power cleans, very lightweight. But then my shoulder, like something happened with my shoulder, and I couldn't lift my arm for like 4 days. Pain 10 out of 10. I thought I would never gonna be back swimming again. You know, I thought I needed surgery or something. So it was SLAP 5 leisure syndrome. So I needed to have a surgery actually at that time. But we used a lot of painkillers. We used a lot of like recovery methods to just get back. And actually, 3 days before, pain disappeared again. So it's like somehow recovered. But because I need to prove something to myself, I know that I'm fast. Nobody else knew, because if you want to bet on me at that day, I was 1 to 222 as a winner.
Wow.
One of my friends bet on me $1,000 actually. And imagine I'm going first in the morning. I swam 21:49 in the in the prelims. Actually, this guy got like the proposal. They were ready to pay him 50,000 instead of 155 in order like just to pay him back, because nobody expected me. I was such an underdog. Nobody thought I can actually swim that fast. And then I go to semifinal, and I swim 21:46, but I'm second. And because I'm second, I was like, I don't want to be second. I want to be gold. But I spent so much energy on those 2 races. I just pushed too much. I actually woke up next day exhausted. I felt no mental energy. Now I'm just back in time. I wanted to I'm ready to race, but I need to push it, not naturally. Like it was like something that I needed to force myself to swim.
Yes.
And I felt empty. And I thought also the medal is guaranteed as well. So I thought like any medal I'm gonna get anyway. Like I will be bronze at worst. But then I go to final. I don't know. I felt not very good. Pressure. And I was between the guys who actually won and the first and second. I was behind from the beginning. I needed to push too much. I changed my plan. So I used to do 36 strokes, but because of this final that I pushed too much, I just changed all the tactics. I swam 39 strokes instead of 36. So I kind of spin on ice and I become 5th. Ben Prout was actually the same final. He was 4th. Now we're in the same team.
I call him the silent assassin because he's so nice and quiet, but he's an absolute
beast as well.
You know?
It's his strategy. He's very polite. He's very nice. I love him. He's good. I broke my world record 50 fly. He was right next to me. We swam Olympic finals. I always admire his freestyle, and his start is amazing. I'm learning from him, and I feel very good energy with him together. And racing this 50 fly here as enhanced, that's a journey, you know. He was the one who swam with me on my world record. Who else could be there? That's one of the
amazing.
Greatest race we will see in a couple months from now.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. I think we talked about this a little bit before, about the way that you train and working and making sure you don't burn out your nervous system. How important is quality versus quantity for you?
This is my strategy of performance, that I don't want to be overtrained. And me and my Brazilian coach, we actually developed a certain system that stays on 3 pillars. Everything we do, we affect it. And how can we measure when we are tired and what type of tiredness inside you? So we have 3 types: metabolic, neurological, and psychological. Metabolic, we used to check based on the blood markers. I actually had a machine called Piccolo that's had an express test of the blood, general blood routine that's actually could tell me if I'm in any kind of deficits. It's not full, it's not like you need to send to the lab, it's quick, but it's also could give you something. If the blood work is all right or within 10%, you maintain metabolic work. Second, neurological. How can you test if you're exhausted neurologically or not? Actually, it's a science says that if your neurological explosiveness drops more than 10%, you need to step back a little bit, because let's say we go to Kaiser machine. It's one of the best actually to test your performances. So you pick one exercise that could be specific. Let's say for us it's pull, butterfly pull, or freestyle pull, and we remember our peak power, best ever possible. But also when we are building, we're always measuring the peak power. If we're doing a cycle work, every week we're going to do similar. If one day you coming there and you dropping like more than 10%, generally all the set, probably your neurological system are overloaded. So you should go into recovery. You never want to push if your neurological system is fried, because if you're going to maintain, you will go into survival mode, and your body will remember this survival mode to the competitions. So you will never perform. You will be in this, how when we compete, we are in kind of affection. We are affected by the race, by the adrenaline, and instead of perform, you can be dragged into the survival mode when you were not able to call your neurological system. So you need to be careful on those two. But imagine if metabolic is fine, neurological is fine, but your performance is still not good. Why is that? Let's go psychological one. And you need to have special people who can monitor that, explain it to you, and actually see it. And it's so hard to find those people. So metabolically, we can see the results, but sometimes they take time. Like we have a blood test and it could be too long. So you need to find some solution like these small machines that give you something.
Yes.
Neurologically, you need to have Kaiser. Not every place have Kaiser. So we could actually buy some machine calls. I don't want to give a free commercial, but we got some machine that actually tracks the speed of some exercise that you can track your neurological system. Then we had a psychologist who have been always monitoring, okay, you are different now. Let's work on something. So, and psychological, it's actually such an unpredictable thing. Your wife or girlfriend says something wrong. Your team is affecting you by not treating you well. You ate the wrong food, or you haven't got enough sleep, and then you affect it. And one day it's fine, 2 days is fine. But if you start doing it as a consistent weak pillars, like if you start to have weak pillar for a while, potentially the chances of you to be the best in the world goes to zero.
Yeah.
I'm not saying about you not be able to perform. You could be top 5, you can be top 3, you can be a winner. But I'm saying about best possible in human history.
The best. We're talking like a piece of hair. It's like everything needs to go right at the one exact moment, which is
it's
just
rare.
like it's not, you don't get 60 games that you get to play sports. It's one very specific moment that you don't know if you can get again either.
Yeah, it's a lot of things, a lot of coincidences. Like I actually raced after my world record into European championships, and while we had the analysis of the speed. My speed was faster than the Europeans. It was my peak, but I used to take just one breath per race. It was tactical one. I've been able to. I could do 0 breath in the race. But when we went to Europeans, the building was pretty small inside, and I felt that like I have lack of oxygen or something. So what happened is I needed to take 2 breaths instead of 1. I swam extraordinarily fast, pretty close to the old world record, like almost. The old world record was 22:46, as I won 22:49. But speed was faster, everything was faster. But because I took 2 breaths instead of 1, I couldn't perform. If we combine the best part of my first race and second race, it would be 22:1. If I would have the first 15 like Ben having his 15, it would be 21:8. And I officially can tell it would be unbreakable. So nobody could break it in the human history, I think. 21:8 is impossible to break.
Wow.
But this is my potential, my max potential. I don't know how can I get there. It's difficult, almost impossible, because we cannot be perfect. That's close to perfection.
I like doing things that are almost impossible.
That's a great
I don't know if I like it,
task, but it's hard.
but my brain will make me do it.
I'm trying. Of course, I tried. I tried to fix my start. I tried to fix my underwaters, but it's always the scales.
Yeah.
It's like you pay, and I'm so proud with my record. 8 years already. 8 years my world record.
Yeah, no, I think it's
That's
I
a
think
long
it's
time.
incredible.
It's already proven that it's there. Meta changed, like swimming meta changed. The guys are doing crazy first 15 underwater.
Yeah.
I done it without it.
Well, we got like 7 months to figure this thing out for you.
Oh yeah, I already have some questions to you guys. How can I improve? Maybe I need to work on my low back connection, because I feel I disconnected a little bit on my back. As soon as I go into streamline, all my back part switching off. I cannot use it. So.
It's just like for instance, like a professional skateboarder. They have one dominant leg, right? So Now, that's their skill. What that does to their body is truly different for everyone's body. Your hip angle may be 1 degree less than someone else's, and so on and so forth. So there's all these factors that also you can't control either. So it truly is a full science experiment on getting you to the right place at the right time. And it usually is just, we want to make micro changes because in a skill sport,
could affect your.
It could affect you, yes. So I've been that way my whole career. Just let me make these micro changes, right? If I know something for sure, then I'm going to go ahead and implement it. But if I need some time, is micro change. You're swimming, you're working on your skill. You come back. We keep doing that. Your body is adapting to the stimulus that we keep giving it. So you start to become accustomed to that. Then you're feeling better, and then you can go and execute. We're not here to instruct you on anything skill-wise. I've been very religious like that in my whole career. I am not a skill coach. However, if you tell me my body needs to do this, this, and this, I understand that.
Yeah.
So maybe that is a little bit of skill. I just want to understand what you need to do and provide you a methodology to get there, but I'm not coaching you on that. You're so gifted, you're going to do that naturally on your own. I just want you to do that more effectively, more efficiently, and of course without not getting injured, but producing a small injury every day that accumulates into something at the end.
Yeah,
right?
I understand.
That's something you can't see. Like you tear a piece of paper with your eyes closed. You don't know what the last little piece of tear is. You know,
one is done. And
it's done.
Understand. Yeah, of course.
I forgot who explained that to me. I'll figure it out. I can't remember who said that. Let's talk about the previous stones concept. So you've described athletes as precious stones, each with unique facets to polish. When you assess an athlete, what are those 3 facets that you test?
Well, this was the explanation of pillars. It's kind of similar, like being able to have metabolic strength and weaknesses and work on them, neurological one, and an actual psychological one. So this is the 3 stones that you have to work. But if we go into the metabolic one, I know that I have a speed, right? And how I was able to gain this speed is the all long process of different coaches, different methodologies, but they all were saying, actually, happy sprinter is the fast sprinter. So they wanted me to be fully involved into the process, because when we work, and I trust you and I believe in your work, is different than I just executing something that I don't know and I have no idea why do I do that specific exercise. So those strengths, those gems are not really genetic only based. It's only all based on the team and like environment around you. It's such a difficult realm that people think that, oh, talented people, he's just gifted, he's too big, too tall, too strong, but it's not really a truth. The truth is how can you use your limits? How can you find your own limits? And what is your path to get it? Remember I explained to you that the levels of world record and human potential. So usually, let's say you have a healthy kid, and this healthy kid wants to be an athlete, doesn't matter. And let's put world record, the tournament achievement and anything, it's going to be the top goal possible. His potential, if it's healthy kid, I'm saying like general health, like no big issues with the health, his potential is above that. But the way he's going to go from the ground to that, it's so curvy, but your line is just till the top. So if you're curving it out too much, so instead of doing one sport after you're 10, you're doing 5 sports. Or you cannot stick with one sport, or you not established your goal, or your coach is actually not very educated, or he's not as good enough, or you're doing also some other things in your life that's affecting your sport, you're shrinking your line, then you're going to turn to a certain point that world record will be never achievable for you. But every single healthy kid having a chance. And I remember me having decisions that's actually would lead me into the world record. It's, we have a company, we're all friends, and they go, let's go party. I said, no, I can't. And yeah, losing friends, they don't like me anymore because I'm not going with them, because they know, they're all athletes. They are weaker, but I was grinding. I was going to sleep at the right time. I was still going into the way I want to do, you know.
And it wasn't that one decision. It was
multiple.
Every time you do something, It's not. It's never the same. It's positive or negative.
And also, I tell you one thing: I got older, and I stopped being as good as when I was a kid. This is just honest explanation right now. If when I was 11 years old, not a single thing would move me out from my goal. I achieved, and now sometimes I can say, I can go.
No, I'm the
today.
same way. Yeah.
That's honest.
Yeah.
But because I know that when I was young, it was working for me. Sometimes it still gives me an extra kick of discipline, because sometimes we need to say no to things. We need to pay with the relationship sometimes.
Yeah. My like, sometimes people invite me to stuff, and my term is, sorry, I'm in the trenches right now. Like, I don't want to let anything else build up on top of me, so I have to focus on this.
And real friends would understand.
Yeah,
people.
Especially if they've been in the. Sometimes we got both of us are in the trenches at the same time. So, but yeah, I when I built my my company early on, there was nothing, which is not a good thing. There was absolutely nothing that would get me to not show up at work. I mean, I've probably only taken.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Off.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Yeah.
Do you want to change the work to the mission? Imagine calling it not work. Work is something that you're doing just for the money. Mission is for legacy, and actually you already transformed to that.
Yes.
It actually gave me a lot. I feel so much comfortable to calling my thing what I do a mission instead of work, because it's the result of business is money, yes, but the result of mission is legacy, and that gives me so much in my life when I change the wording.
No, I think you're spot on.
And
with
you're actually in a mission. Like now, what you say, what I see from you, how you're developing, how you're reinvesting, how you building this place up, how you openly talk about openly want to help us. I understand you're just one, and you cannot just give all us personal, like, oh, let's dig in. But the methods and the energy you just gave it to us, it's actually shows that you're more on the mission than on work.
Yes.
And the result of the mission could be money as well, could be legacy, could be something else. But believe work, it's more like 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Mission is 24/7.
I don't know if I've ever done that. Yeah. And when you said, it just takes one, like, I think about that thing in my head, like, but one person, one thing, and one mission, most importantly, someone's dream, one person's dream. In my mind, no one else can execute my dream but me. So I know what I'm up against. Yeah, like it's not, and oftentimes if you're walking on a comfortable path, you're walking down someone else's path.
Yeah.
Because I can tell I ain't got no comfortable paths here.
If it's hard,
we got thorns, trenches, fuck the bridges out. It's 300 meters. I can't get across. But I really think that how much can one person do? I think that they can do a lot. I know that they can do a lot. And sometimes you can't even see what it's doing because it's a compilation. You're building up, you're compounding interest with the decisions that you're making. I'm just getting better at being able to trust people to go ahead and execute. In all honesty, the thing I'm looking forward, most about working with you guys was the blessing to be able to give my team the ability to work with Olympic athletes like you guys. I've only worked with 2 prior to this. It's just not economically, and not a lot of people live here that are Olympic athletes. And I'm like, man, this is really amazing. And I achieved that early on in my career. I've worked with many athletes, but being able to watch other people interact with you guys and see how, to me, it's always not work, but I'm very disciplined, right? But to see them, like, I know that they're having a great time and they're trying their absolute best. So that truly did bring me joy, is being able to, and I want to continue to do that over and over and over again in different parts of the United States and the world. So, enhanced games in the future of your performance and just performance in general. You've joined the enhanced performance team with the stated goal to break your world record. What guardrails and transparency standards must exist for innovation to elevate sport rather than to erode trust?
Actually, sport is tough right now. Like, if we talk about conventional sport, I used to say that it's a big gamble. Sport is not a profession. It's actually very rarely treated as a profession as well. Like in my country, we don't have insurances, we don't have much of the guarantees, and that's kind of mostly government organization that wants you to perform on behalf of the country, to having like exposure, right?
Yeah.
And all of these movements in sport, they're having these festivals, they promote sport, and they always using, oh, that's healthy for you, this is good for you, bring your kids here, and we're gonna start creating champions from them. Living life as a high performance athlete actually brought me into the idea that was a scam, because I've been sacrifices everything to have just a chance to be one of the best. And if you're not the best in your sport, you're on streets. You don't have any money, you don't have any stability. The only way you can survive later to be as a coach. And coach in my country gets nothing. Like you just get $200 a month. So it was kind of a scam from the organizations that's not giving us the professional benefits as salaries. We do get some, but it's not that it actually reflects the amount of energy, amount of health and integration we are putting into the sport. And what's happening with enhanced now, with enhanced games, they are actually creating a model that could be financially successful in individual sports. Plus, we could give some legacy in order to giving people options how to improve their life quality. Because enhanced games is not about take every single steroid possible, get as big as you could be, and thinking that you're going to be a winner. No. It's a recommendational methods that they will analyze us. We're not in enhancements yet, but they analyze fully what is our strength, what is weaknesses, what is our health priorities, and then they will recommend certain enhancements that's banned by sport organizations, but they are legal, so they FDA approved, they are approved in the whole world in the therapeutic uses from doctors. And we could use this medicine for supporting our bodies into order to achieve better results and recovering better. And that's what actually could show that just the near sport human, why I'm saying near sport, because the one who is completely obese and sitting in a chair, doesn't matter how many enhancements he will take, it would not help him. He need to do something for that. When I'm saying near sport, he need to be active, and with certain analysis and methods, he could actually touch a feeling how to be a superhuman. So that's what we are experiencing right now. So we are the new generation sports organization that could share the knowledge of combination of science, sport, and enhancements, of course, and responsible and recommendational use, because we all people will take it on our own risks, because we are first ones. But what actually science say right now is the same with sugar, alcohol, any other drugs. It's not about the substance itself, it's about how you use it and the dosages you take.
Yes.
Take a little bit of sugar, so good for your brain. If you take a little bit of fat, so good for your digestion and for your whole body system. If you take one glass of wine, it could actually affect positively your bloodstream and your blood cells. But if you're going to abuse the substances, you're going to become an alcoholic or obese or fat, and that's not good. That's what it's all about. It's about teaching people that it's not about enhancements itself, it's about how you use it and what methods they are using. And I am blessed to be one of the first to try it out and to explain after what is my benefits on that. Imagine I'm 33 going back in time and feeling like 26. This is very, very probably it's the best thing we could get at the time.
I love that.
That's what I feel.
You're buying back quality time now.
Yeah, buying
right?
back quality time.
Like
Yeah.
I actually hate the term like longevity now, because like, all right, we'll get you to live to 100, but the last 30 years of your life are not quality.
You're just surviving. You don't want to be planned.
If I live to 60, 70, 80, it doesn't matter. I want each of those days that I'm alive to be as much quality as possible. You know, I don't want to be extended to live to 100. So the last 15 years of my life, I can't do anything on my own.
And we could probably extend it to 100, but quality 100. That's the only thing. Why I don't want to lay in bed till I'm 100.
Yes.
I want to actually feel better. And one of the reasons why people are also misunderstanding enhancements. High performance sport is unhealthy. We're going always through deficits. We're always mostly untested with our health. We have heart problems. A lot of athletes have a lot of health issues. Why? Because they haven't been supported when is needed, and they've been working overtraining and abusing their own bodies.
Yep.
If they could help, even with those little substances that just could recreate the support in your body, they would be completely different outcomes.
So many NFL players and UFC fighters and boxers, they get so unhealthy when they retire because no one was helping them.
They also contact sport, but I believe even in the contact sport, they could.
There's so much. That's why when I got these young guys now, I'm like, get into the hyperbaric chamber, take care of your body, get physical therapy. Do as many legal things that you can do as possible.
And even those things, it's legal by the law, but it's illegal by the organization. We need to understand, because why I call it enhancements but not doping. Doping, the definition of word doping is banned substances by the sport organization. As soon as I'm not part of that sport organization, it's not doping anymore. This is PEDs, performance enhancement drugs.
Yes.
And that's why people also need to be re-educated and stop calling things in the wrong names.
Yeah, you can't you can't just take a whole bunch of steroids like a bodybuilder and expect to perform well. In fact, it's going to be the absolute complete opposite.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like,
of course,
this is methodical. This is well thought out. Now that's what really drew me to, wanting to work with the enhanced games. Is I truly believe it'll change a lot of things, and most importantly, it gives us the ability to educate on topics where people have little education on.
100%. And if it's wrong for you, if your body is not able to take it, you will know. You're gonna know, and then you're just gonna stay away, or if you all take.
Yeah, and you'll know right away because you will identify that through early detection and blood work versus being reactive and having a side effect, right?
And that's exactly what you should do first. Full monitoring, professionals who can actually understand also your goals and targets. My target is to be the best in the world in swimming. Someone else's target is just to being able to just take care of his family and carry the grandchildren.
Absolutely.
So that's why we all need to tailor the programs to every individual. Yes, it takes more investments. Yes, it takes more time and efforts, but the outcome of that is a million times better.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrii, thank you so much for doing this with me, man. I really enjoy talking to you.
It was great.
We could do a 6-hour podcast, I think.
We can do it later.
But I genuinely really appreciate the way that your mind works.
Thank you.
And beyond the enhanced games, I know that you're going to do some amazing things in the world that will tie performance to the business for sure.
And we would be aside probably somewhere and probably help each other.
Yeah.
Because I believe in when you have like-minded people, you can have some good opinions that's actually different perspective, but because you know that if this person feels the same, you can give the right words or right examples.
Yes,
that could help.
I'm excited to meet your family next week. I think
they're coming soon. Right? I'm so excited.
Are you excited to see them?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're excited actually. They're flying business, and first time for my son to fly business.
Amazing. I'm taking Bree, my girlfriend, and we're gonna stay at the Four Seasons, right? So coming from Hawaii, that's not even a thought that you can be able to do that.
Good, yeah.
That's where I want to spend my money, is on experiences and just
Quality.
being able to do that for, and then soon our baby as well. And it's all about making specific choices. Like I said, I'm not out here buying Rolexes and shit that doesn't mean nothing to me. Literally, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Do you know the gender already?
A girl.
A girl.
Yes.
Okay, because I don't know yet. Because my wife is pregnant too. So
we did we were doing a little genetics testing to make sure that the baby wasn't at high risk, and so we found out pretty early on that it was going to be a girl. But I think it had to be that way because I'm too alpha. So I think I created the girl to soften me up a little bit.
It will. I actually want a girl because my first is a boy.
Okay.
And and his name is the same as mine, and because I had no father that was close to me, I'm living again because now he's in the age of 7 and he's already like 2 years with me while I was already without the father. So we're living
Okay.
this moment again. And as older he gets, I don't know what's next. Because when I was 5, having a father, I can kind of have a connection, you know.
That
Now
yes.
I later on I had no father, and now some things like, should I put pressure here or let it go? You know, kind of those small
I
things.
think it is so important. If you don't want your son or daughter to do something, you have to educate them. You have to talk to them about everything. And most importantly, you have to give them the platform to have your trust. Like, if you're going to do that, this is what could happen. But damn, I'd rather you tell me that you're going to do that than not tell me.
Oh, yeah, of
If you're going to
course,
go
yeah.
out, let's say if you're going to go out and go to a party and drink alcohol, I hope that you know that your dad should be the first person that you call before ever getting in someone else's car or in your car. Like, that's the type of relationship I want to have, because then they'll always call you first,
Yeah,
rather
trust,
than being
yeah.
scared. Like, yes, I would not like you to do that, but I hope that we have that bond and that trust that if you do that, I'm the first person that you're going to call.
This
you know?
is your first child?
Yes.
You will enjoy all of these conversations, because
I think
I'm
so.
having with my son a lot of them, and I'm so proud of him because he's done already some good decisions.
Yes.
That I now go
But like
sentimental.
anything-
Don't let me cry, because the son actually makes me cry. I'm getting sentimental on that.
Yeah, no, I think that's incredible. I am looking. I think that having a child will bring out my most intimate emotional side. Because I guess you'll kill someone for them. And I just want to make sure that I don't give them what I think that they need. I truly listen and give them what they need. Like, they don't need anything but what they need. Then they're gonna say what they need. I just want to make sure that I'm listening and
I want it to be
intently
available
deliver
for them,
that.
like
Yes.
available. Like,
And of course, I want to work hard, so I want my children to have things that I want. But I want to teach them how I got there. I want to teach them what it's like, and I want to make sure that they appreciate it. I don't need to, I want to make sure that they understand we have nice things because I made these decisions. Some of those decisions is going to be maybe relinquishing some time that I can spend with them, but this is why.
yeah, of course.
Right? I want us to be safe. I want to go to a good school, go on great vacation, but every price and everything has a cost. Every decision has a cost.
That's true. That's 100%.
So-
And we are on the same page on that. Yes, I was happy to talk to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Great talking.
I appreciate you so much.